Great marketing is the key to a growing business. Today I'm going to share with you the marketing ideas that are working right now in 2024. So we're in an environment where there's a lot of noise for buyers and sellers. They're seeing a lot of the same things because we're in an industry where a lot of people just copy some of the same things and they just keep doing the same things year after year after year, even though in a lot of cases that's going to deteriorate over time the value of doing those things. So what I want to do today is I'm going to give you the freshest, the newest, the best ideas for marketing that I'm seeing right now throughout the industry. I'm going to share with you some of the ideas that I've pulled from some other people. I'm also going to share some of the things that are working for us right now that I know that if you find a couple of these and you apply them in your business, you're going to see results that you haven't seen before. First is an idea that I heard Tom Ferry speak on, and I thought it was just tremendous. What he's doing is he's talking about the fact that we need to come from a place where we're not just doing the standard just sold, just listed cards that we've always done in the past. His comment is that when you do a just sold, 14 offers sold in 3 days, you're basically just driving home that there's not a lot of value that you're adding. So what he does is he wants us to come from a place of where we're telling the story, giving the background of everything we did to launch that listing, to get as many people through the house as quick as possible, how we negotiated at a high level, and how we were able to get the seller the opportunity to sell at a higher price. And by telling the story, then we're having the ability really to set ourselves apart from the just sold cards that everybody else is sending out to the neighborhood. So the postcard that they're sending is two-sided, and on the front side it simply says, "Did you hear about your neighbor?" ? And then on the back side it has a QR code that simply says, "Scan here to find out." And basically what it's doing is it gives them the ability to have a way that then they can have a video, or they can have a blog post, or they can do something that tells the story of how they helped the neighbor sell their home. And then it just basically comes in and says, "Your neighbor recently sold. Here are the details of how we assisted them in selling their house for the highest price possible with the least amount of hassles in the least amount of time." And it goes through and talks about that. It can be done with video. It can be done with like I say, with a written word, or basically those things. Go in and do this in a different way. When you're doing just sold cards in a unique way, you capture a different group of people. The numbers he gave was somewhere in the 40% range of click-through rates of people that actually scan this, that they send it to. Think about that. 40%. These are people that are not just standing by there and just ripping the postcards that are coming with just sold cards that they get every day. These are people that are taking the time to scan this, and they're actually seeing the process that was utilized. This is a new and a fresh way for you to do the just sold cards that is absolutely going to get better results than you've ever gotten before. The next piece of marketing that's working right now is by my buddy Jimmy Mackin over at Curator. Jimmy really puts out some of the best stuff, and this is one of the best ideas I've heard him do recently, and we've got some agents in our office that are getting some results utilizing this. And it's basically going in and having to your database an email that goes out with the deal of the week once a week. Here's what it looks like. On the subject line, you're just simply going to have your area, deal of the week. Now, when you get to the body of the email, it's going to be very brief, and it's basically going to create curiosity. And what we're trying to do is to create an opportunity to get additional details out. So the first line in this is going to say, "This week's deal is," and give a brief description of what that is with incredible potential. So that's going to be your line, your opening line. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have bullet points about this particular property. There's going to be 6 bullet points on this. The first 2 bullet points are going to be about the house, so highlights of the house, maybe amenities with the house or size or whatever it is. Then you're going to have 2 bullet points about the area, so the area that it's in as far as the amenities around it. And then you're going to have 2 bullet points about what you like about this, or where you see potential with this home. The next part is going to be the price. We're going to give them the price of the home so that they have a few details, at least enough details to where it's going to pique their curiosity. And if they're looking in that price range or something along these lines, they're going to want to reach out to us. The end of those bullet points is simply going to say, "If you're interested, just reply and I'll send you all the details." That's going to be the simplicity of this email. We've created curiosity. One of the things that we've done that's a little different, or that our agent that's working with us has done, is he's tested different price points. And now what he's finding is there are certain price points that really get a lot more responses. So I would encourage you, utilize this. Have a deal of the week. Have something that you're doing. Plug into all the things that Jimmy's doing over at Curator, and you're going to definitely see some new and fresh, unique ways to market yourselves and the homes and the listings that you currently have. The next marketing trend I'm seeing is this video marketing, the value of it. One of the best teachers I've seen at doing this, and that's actually doing it himself, is Brad McCallum out of Calgary, Canada. What he's doing is he's actually talking about how he's doing these videos. He started a YouTube channel called Brand It Like Brad, and basically what he's doing there is he's sharing the details on exactly what he does in those videos he's doing. He highlights specific properties, and he also highlights some of the specific things for people that are moving into the Calgary area. So what I would encourage you to do is check out his content, check out what he's doing on the video side, and make sure that you're taking advantage of all the opportunities that are being presented by video right now. Next up is to understand that social media is the new CRM, and this is the new way that we're contacting and we're staying in front of people the way we used to do through our CRM. And it doesn't mean that we're going away from what we used to do, but the idea, nobody wants to be dripped on with a drip campaign. Nobody wants to just be in a typical type of email that comes. What they want to do is they want to have interaction. They want to see who you are, and sometimes when those emails are going out, it's falling a little flat. So now here's what we're utilizing social media for, is we're utilizing it to interact with people, and we're utilizing it to be social, not just be a place for media. When I first went overseas and actually found some help with this, the first thing that the person that I found was that she told me that basically I was really good at media, but I was not as good at the social side of this, and it takes both social and media. So if you're at a place where you're wondering, how can I increase the activities on my social media? I'm gonna give you some specific things you can do that are working right now. First off is document your day. Use your stories that are only going to be there for 24 hours to build relationship. A lot of times what we're seeing, and I'm going to use Instagram, and it's the same thing with Facebook, but basically what we're seeing with those two specifically is that your posts, your reels, those are going to be evergreen types of things. Those are going to build confidence. They're going to be places where you educate. Those are going to be places where you entertain maybe a little bit. But when we're talking about the stories, that's where the relationships are built. That's where you stay top of mind. For me and for most people, if I'm sitting with a little downtime, I'm typically just scrolling through the stories. And then I'll actually hit and go through those, and I'll see what's going on. It keeps people top of mind for me. It's the same thing for you and your business. So we're going to want to connect with those people that you potentially have as prospects. We're going to want to connect and follow some of those people maybe that would be your ideal clients, your past clients, and everybody in your sphere of influence. We're going to do this in a way that they're going to follow us back. The way that you can do that is engage with them. Go out and make comments on their things. Send them direct messages, which will have the algorithm begin to show your stuff to them, even if you're not connected to them quite yet. Make sure that you're utilizing the algorithm basically to help you promote yourself and promote your business in a way where you stay top of mind. Here's another specific thing that you can be doing that's working right now is ask for interaction. Understand that the algorithm is basically out there, and what it's doing is it's looking for different types of posts or different types of things that you're doing where people are interacting with it, whether that be they're hearting it or liking it, or they're coming in with a comment. And especially if they're direct messaging you or DMing you for additional details, because now that's a more personalized type of interaction. So this is the way we're doing this. Let's say that you have a coming soon listing that's coming in the next 24, 48 hours. Depending on where you are in our area, we have 48 hours before it has to go live in the MLS as a new listing rather than just being a coming soon. In this case, what we're doing is we're doing a video where we're saying we're getting ready and so excited to be bringing a new listing in this area with this many bedrooms. We're expecting a ton of activity, but what we wanted to do is that this is going to go live in 48 hours. If you'd like to see details on this home before the general public gets to see it, just comment down in the comments below, new listing, and we'll send you all the details. Now, what we've done is we've given people the opportunity to just raise their hand and say they'd like more details, which is identifying them as a potential buyer. It also gives us the ability to create some of the momentum that we're looking for as far as with the algorithm. The comment is an interaction. We're going to comment back and simply say, check your DMs, we just sent the details. That's the second type of comment. Then we're direct messaging them the details, and in the direct message we want to have it where we ask them, say, hey, please respond back that you got the details so that I know that it came through. They will respond back, got it. Now what we've done is we've had 2 direct messages where we've interacted with them. We've had 2 of those, and all of a sudden the algorithm says, wait a minute, we got something here where people are interacting with this at a very high level, and it's going to put it out to more people. We've seen this really generate some momentum for some coming soons. Also, we've done this with maybe the market reports at the end of the month. If there's some interesting details of what's happened as far as the sales volume, if you're a buyer wondering where the opportunities are, or a seller wondering, is it too late to take full advantage of this market? Just comment, report below, and we'll send you the details. those are generating opportunities that we haven't had before. I'm utilizing ManyChat, which is an app basically that's out there where you can apply this. I pay for this. It automates the process where it does all these steps for me. This is where I went from only having around 7,000 people following me. And if you want to do that, you can check out my Instagram. By automating that process, I actually had one that went over 54,000 views, and it had almost 90% of the people that viewed it were non-followers of mine because the algorithm saw something where people were interacting and it took it to another level. There are additional ways to take advantage of social media right now. Listen, I mentioned this just briefly, but I went out and found help. There is a company that I've worked with that helps me find someone in the Philippines that has made my life way easier and actually seen my social media grow like crazy. If you like details on that, just send me an email or send me a comment and I'll be glad to get you the details on the company I used and how they might be able to help you as well. The next marketing idea that is working right now is that the direct mail is not dead. We are seeing absolutely an opportunity right now where direct mail, specifically on geographical farming, is working at a new and a higher level. Now we're doing this with a little bit of a twist. We're utilizing QR codes to drive people to specific types of videos or additional information. We're utilizing this to maybe set ourselves apart differently than we have in the past. I talked a little bit about the just sold cars, but we're also seeing opportunities. I mentioned Jimmy Mackin. He's doing some really creative, cool stuff with marketing the listing actually before it even comes live, where you're doing kind of the process through direct mail and you're getting the neighbors involved in this process. You can check some of that stuff out on Curator. But listen, don't ever doubt that direct mail is as effective as it has ever been in that. Those are things we're seeing. The difference is to find creative ways, find ways that people are doing things a little bit different so it stands out, and you'll absolutely get better results than you've ever had with direct mail. All right, number 6 is kind of a review. I mentioned Brad McCallum with video content, but listen, it merits talking about video twice, and I'm going to talk specifically about a type of video that's working really well for us right now. This is something that if you want to check out, you can check out on Noah Escobar's YouTube page, but basically what he's doing is he's highlighting new subdivisions, and there's a couple of things in here that are really playing really well. Is that what he's doing is he's using drone photography to show when there's lots that are being built on, when it's a new part of a phase. He's talking about what's coming and he's talking about what's to come. It gives him a little bit of an opportunity to jump out in front, so to speak, and be the first one to report on a new subdivision, which puts him right to the top as far as the search terms for that. It also gives him the ability to have fresh new information that most people don't have, which sets him apart in the eyes of those people. This is something that has generated opportunities for him as a 23-year-old to close $16 million his first full year and then close $7 million in the month of January in the second full year that he was in, just in the month of January. And a lot of that is coming from these community type videos. Again, if you want to check those out, check out Noah Escobar on YouTube. You'll be able to see some of those specific videos and you can model what you're doing in your local market right after those. All right, the marketing strategy that's working best right now in 2024 is worth the wait, I promise you. Just talk to people. Now listen, this is going to seem like it's basic, but most people don't need to be taught, they need to be reminded. So here's what I would encourage you to do. How many people are you having real estate related conversations with on a daily basis? Put yourself in a position to do those. When I started in this business, a lot of that was done by simply picking up the phone and calling about activities that had happened in a neighborhood. Hey, not sure if you saw it, but your neighbor just sold their house 4 doors down from you. The details of this are something that I wanted to make sure you've received because it's going to affect your value. Would you like more details? Those are conversations. Being involved in your local community. Are you out there volunteering and being in the water, so to speak, so that you can catch the wave of having people recognize you as the local resource? Whatever it is for you, hosting open houses, whatever you need to do and however you do it is less important than making sure that you are having these daily real estate related conversations. You see, when you talk to more people, you get more opportunities and you do more business. I hope this has been helpful and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching the video. I specifically chose the video below for you because it builds on the one you just watched. I hope it's helpful and I'll talk to you soon.